March, and that was the first time I had really encountered sort of naked racism on the part of our officers. Our officers mostly were simply, engaged in knocking us into shape, running and standing still and jumping and throwing, learning how to throw grenades and firing guns and so on and so forth. But before this march, we were given this talk by, I think it was the colonel who was head of the whole group, warning us about, what we would encounter, and using the most deeply unpleasant language about Palestinians. And that really shocked me, actually. I mean, it sounds naive, but I hadn't actually encountered that before, and it really affected my whole perspective. Where I did my army service, that was in the occupied territories. It was at a place called Gush Etzion, which I didn't know at the time, but that was at the heart of the settler movement. When I look back on that and how close I was to this movement that has come to actually dominate and take over, in effect, Israeli society and the government and so on and so forth. It's quite something to assimilate. This is a sort of shameful appropriation of the Holocaust in a sense by 30 odd countries, many of whom within this organization, supposed to be international, actually, it's mostly European, many of whom have got terrible pasts in terms of anti-Semitism, and indeed some of them are still encouraging it and giving it a free pass in their own countries, like Poland and Hungary and some other places. A lot of work has gone on, as I'm sure you know, to try and push back against the IHRA, but the damage it has done and is still doing, particularly to Palestinians. I mean, I refer to it as basically a racist charter against Palestinians. The way that it's being used for that purpose is extremely serious and problematic, and is a major force preventing Palestinians from speaking out as they have the right to do.